If you run a solo business, bad lead intake can quietly break every automation you build after it. Weak answers, missing budget, and no timeline create mess before the real work even starts. Most people blame proposals, project setup, or follow-up. Usually the real problem starts earlier, when a lead gives vague answers and the workflow pretends that is enough context. So I rebuilt the front door. One better form goes in and one cleaner brief comes out. That is the whole point of this setup. AI structures the intake into something usable, and then I decide whether the lead is qualified, needs clarification, or is not a fit. Weak input creates repeated cleanup. You rewrite the same story, assume too much, and start the next step with fake certainty. The stack stays intentionally small. A form builder, an AI brief step, Zapier for routing, and one lead workspace where the next move is visible. Step 1 is to ask better questions. Good automation starts with fields that support a useful business decision. Then add validation before the workflow runs. If the lead skips the timeline, leaves out the budget, or gives a weak goal, the system should catch that early. Use one realistic sample lead so the whole workflow stays easy to follow. The cleaner the demo, the easier it is to trust the process. Once the form is submitted, the AI step does one narrow job: turn raw answers into a clean brief with the goal, deliverables, gaps, risk notes, and a suggested next action. Then the brief gets routed into the workspace automatically, so the same intake can power the next stage without more rewriting. Inside the workspace, I already have the context I need. I am not starting from a blank page anymore. This is the judgment checkpoint. The cleaned brief makes the next move easier: qualify, clarify, or decline. The result is better than just faster. Better intake creates cleaner decisions and fewer false starts. And that cleaner brief helps every step after it, from proposal work to kickoff to follow-up. There are still caveats. Weak questions still create weak outputs, and the brief will still need judgment when the intake is vague. Some leads still need a real conversation. The system helps organize the signal, but it does not replace judgment. If you copy this, start with the small version first. Better form fields, validation, AI brief, workspace routing, and one clear next step decision. That is the full lead intake workflow. If this breakdown was useful, like the video and subscribe, and I can break down proposal creation, deeper lead qualification, or follow-up automation next. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.